bets in for the primetime game, and that's what we do here on the drive-thru Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Let's deliver live free sports picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later, and to deliver those winners are professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Play. So let's take a peek at who's on the show with us for today. All right, with us, we got Chris Ruffolo with us. There we go. Our man Matt with us as well as our big Al McMordie. Wayne Scott, Dana Lane will sign in a little later, as Rod Zawacky here with us on the show as well. Here's how they'll line up for this evening. We've got on this evening's show, we will have, let me get the lineup. Here we go. Ruffolo, McMordie, Fargo, Scott, Zawacky, Lane, and then I will close this one out. All right, NBA on the board tonight. 8-game card. College hoops as well. Got a couple of the play-in games as well as some NIT, CIT on the board, a few from the ice. So let's get this one underway. Let's head out. I believe he's in Vegas right now. Chris Ruffolo will catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. We'll bring him in right now. Get started here with NBA coverage for tonight's action. So let's bring in Chris here. We'll get him here in just a second. Chris Ruffolo, catch him in the mornings here on this channel. Chris, what's happening?
Not much, Tony. Like you said, I am here out in Vegas, enjoying it, and going to meet up with the guys tonight. I'm looking forward to it.
That's right. I got a whole crew coming out there to Vegas for the March Madness. Should be exciting. But tonight we got a game on the board with the Warriors and Grizzlies on ESPN. Warriors going to be laying 11 here, total 219.
Yeah, I was on an island on the morning show with this one, but I'm still sticking with it. I'm taking the Memphis Grizzlies and the points in this one. You know, the Golden State Warriors, this is a team that needs to just keep winning games. You know, the Houston Rockets are hot on the trails of the Lakers and the Warriors in these play-in spots. And the Warriors have stumbled in a couple of areas this season. But I think that the Warriors seriously just need to worry about getting in and getting out with a victory. Style points aren't going to matter at this point. And the other side, you got the Memphis Grizzlies. Yeah, it hasn't been pretty, and this team isn't going anywhere come postseason. But, you know, you have a bunch of guys from, you know, this Grizzlies team and even from the Memphis G League team with all the injuries that they've had that are playing for contracts. They're playing for playing time. And we've seen that in a lot of instances with the Grizzlies this season. They've risen to the occasion as underdogs. And something interesting I found in their last 12 games as underdogs on the road of 9 points or more, the Grizzlies are 10-2 against the spread. They're rising to the occasion in these spots. And we saw it against the Kings the other night in overtime. Even though, you know, they didn't cover my line, they still covered the closing line of 11.5. And I think that the Grizzlies could keep this one reasonably close as well. I think the Warriors win this one by 8-10. I think 11 is just a bit too much for me. So give me the Grizzlies here plus the 11 points.
All right, Chris says go ahead and in this one, take the Grizzlies here plus the 11 points. Don't look now. Houston Rockets could make a run here at the end, make these slacking Warriors and Lakers sweat there, as we've seen the schedule got easier for the Rockets. But I will say this. Something we mentioned on the Saturday show, and it's something to take a notice with. Desmond Bane did return a lineup on Saturday for this Grizzlies team, and they've covered the past two games, and he put in 22 the last game. So you pair, Desmond Bane in there with Jaren Jackson, you got some points there, and of course G.G. Jackson always make fun. He's got a pretty looking shot, but if he can get going, the Grizzlies can get a little bit of offense. One of those under the radar cover teams here now with Bane back in the lineup going full strength.
Yeah, like you said, G.G. Jackson was the name that I was going to mention. He took the words right out of my mouth. He's been a bit of a revelation for this Grizzlies team. I remember watching the game against the Kings at the Sportsbook the other night and just seeing just how effortlessly he gets it up. And he was hitting threes left and right in that first quarter. And, I think that he's going to be a key piece for the Grizzlies going forward, even when John Morant comes back next season. So, like I said, you got a bunch of guys from the Memphis Hustle, and, you got a bunch of these, role players for the Grizzlies that are trying to get more minutes for next year. I think you're starting to see some fight from the Grizzlies, and we're getting covers because of it.
Yeah, I think GG was a second-round pick, so he's eligible for a contract after next season. So there's some motivation here for these guys, no doubt about it. I said Bane is the key guy to keep up with. And, of course, these underperforming Warriors have had trouble on that home court this year. I think they're kind of a flat net rating this year.
Yeah, they've been having some issues here, especially as a home favorite. I mean, they've been money as the road team this season, but as a home favorite, Golden State actually bottom 4 in the NBA, 10-18 against the spread as a home favorite this season, and second worst of any team at least 10 games as a home favorite this season. So, yeah, it's definitely not a spot for the Warriors to be in here.
Absolutely not here. Grizzlies here, plus the 11 here is in the side. Any college basketball on your mind today, Chris? I know we have a lot of the play-in round. Of course, the NIT. Anything catch your attention?
Yeah, I was looking at a couple of NIT games for tonight. Let me just get to the schedule here. I like Loyola Chicago plus the 5.5. I know Bradley, you know, a strong home cover team going back the last couple of seasons. But these are old Missouri Valley rivals, and Loyola Chicago, a team that's sort of built for tournament basketball. Um, I like this Rambler team. I think this is a game that comes down to the final shot. I think it's a 2 3 point game max, so I like Loyola Chicago there. And looking down the card, I like Wake Forest laying the 7.5 against App State. I know App State, solid team out of the Sun Belt, a team that's won 27 games this season. But Wake Forest absolutely crushed teams at home this season. They outscored their opponents by around, I think it was 18 points per game at home this season. They dominated at home in ACC play, and I just don't know if App State's going to be able to travel into Winston Salem and get the job done there. So I like Wake in that one as well.
You think Princeton gets it together here? And that was, again, disappointing for them not making the NCAA tournament. They're the team that's going to feel bad. UNLV, some people like them coming in, but, they were really on the outside looking in, entering the tournament. They had to go all the way, win it. UNLV going into Princeton, getting 4.
Yeah, you know what? I like UNLV there. I think Princeton, the Ivy League was always going to be a one bid league, so it's not like they had a bid stolen from them. And they have no one really to blame but themselves for not winning the tournament. And Princeton didn't have the toughest non-conference schedule. They had a couple of nice wins, but the Ivy League, outside of maybe Yale and Cornell, was fairly soft this season, and that's where they played more than 60% of their games. So yeah, I like UNLV there. UNLV's finished the season strong against what I feel was one of the best conferences in the country, the Mountain West, and yeah, I like UNLV in the points there.
Yeah, they just came out flat against Brown. Brown just tore them up there in that early Saturday morning game. Interesting one here. How do you look at SMU, Indiana State? SMU a few years ago you loved, but this year this team has been kind of a disappointment. But Indiana State, this is one of those snub teams, one of those mid-major snubs. How do you figure this one?
So I thought the same thing about USF yesterday, and they didn't just cover; they won outright against UCF. You're going to see a couple teams, like sometimes this being snubbed from the NCAA tournament, you can look at it one of two ways. That the team's either going to have a chip on their shoulder out to prove the tournament committee wrong, or they're going to have a bit of a hangover, a bit of a flat spot, like, oh man, woe is me, we should have made the NCAA tournament, blah, blah, blah. I think USF had the chip on their shoulder last night, and I think Indiana State's going to have the chip on their shoulder tonight. This was a Indiana State team that, their only losses out of the 6, they had the 2 bad conference losses to Illinois State and Southern Illinois. But outside of that, they lost to Alabama, Michigan State, and Drake twice. All 4 of those other losses were NCAA tournament teams. So, yeah, I feel that Indiana State's going to come out with a chip on their shoulder tonight.
You think San Francisco will be fine home in a body bag against that Cincinnati, the way they've looked?
You know what? I actually like USF. I honestly, I do. I think that I just think it's too many points for me with Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati is a team that is on the other side of that coin. I think they're going to have the woe is me factor here. I wasn't really impressed with Cincinnati. I know they played in one of the toughest conferences in the country in the Big 12, but San Francisco, they got some size to match up with Cincinnati here. I like the value of the points with the Dons in that one.
We know VCU can hit their threes and make their free throws, but at Villanova, will they get free throws?
I have no idea what Villanova is doing, laying 8.5 points against anybody, even at home. This was one of the most disappointing teams in the country. Kyle Neptune, I think his seat is the temperature of the sun right now. VCU has a defense that travels, and I think that they can at least keep it close, maybe give themselves a shot to win outright.
There you go. I'll spare the CIT, Chris, unless there's something really tired. Unless you like Fort Wayne for some reason.
I do, actually.
I know you did.
I do like PFW. I just can't get there with Bowling Green. PFW, yeah, they had their ups and downs, and they went from a team that was 4-0 in Horizon League play to stumbling down the stretch, but they can at least hit a jump shot. Bowling Green can't hit water if they fell out of a boat. So I like PFW in that one plus the 1.5.
You got to wonder what the home court's going to be like in Bowling Green. You got to really get it in a CIT game.
Yeah, I think I read somewhere there's going to be a ball of tumbleweed rolling around the 15th row around midcourt. So
Yeah, yeah, that's a tough ticket there, man. That's a tough one. All right, we got Chris on record. Grizzlies plus the 11 tonight. Yeah, they're going to put this one on ESPN. they really are. All right, Chris, let's take a look over at Pick Dog for tonight's action. Of course, we're at eve of the big tournament, NCAA tournament on Thursday. Lots of conference tournaments tonight. NIT, the play-in round as well. CIT up there. We got 8 on the board. NBA, a few on the ice. Chris enjoyed a pretty good past 7 days. What do you have going on over at Pick Dog's Premium?
Smaller card for me today. Only got 3 college hoops plays and an NBA. My NBA play of the day. Got a $19 college hoops play of the day from the NIT, and my top bet from the NCAA tournament playing games. Also got those 2 NCAA plays as part of a 3-pack with another college hoops play. So 4 plays in total for me today. I mean, grab one of those or hop on a long-term pass. This is the time to do it. You know, the NBA and NHL are in their playoff pushes. March Madness is here for college hoops. We can already see MLB is here as well. So this is a great time to jump on long-term, whether it's just with me or you pair me up with any of your other favorite handicappers, and use that promo code PICK at checkout for 15% off your purchase.
That's right, guys. You're both Chris Ruffolo over at Pick Dogs Premium. Good results over the past 7 days. Actually, even going higher here, 384 units of profit with this 24-hour clock here over at Pick Dogs. So get on board and use promo code PICK. Save that 50% off. Remember that 7-day sports pass will get you covered through the first round of the NCAA tournament, all the way when they ruled this tournament down to 16 teams. Pick is that promo code, saying that 15% off. All right, Chris, as always, great having you show. Have yourself a great week. We'll catch up with you next week, but let everybody know we can catch your video series here with Around the League as well as the morning show as well.
Yeah, we've got tons of content. You know, the daily videos. We're going to have the March Madness videos up very, very soon. The MLB video for tomorrow's already up, and the wraparound covering the NHL. You know, love doing what I'm doing at Pick Dogs. And the morning show, fantastic as well. I'm still waiting to see what we're going to do for tomorrow's morning show. We got everybody here, so we'll have to see. But yeah, hit that notification bell so that you get notified when all the freshest content drops.
I'm sure you can find a studio out there. You can find one. Are you making any studio appearances in Vegas this week?
I did today, actually.
Nice.
I did one today for another network. So yeah, had fun, and hopefully many more to come in the future.
That's right. For media inquiries, get a hold of Chris. He's going to be becoming a busy man. More busy.
Hit me up on Twitter.
Hit him up on Twitter for media appearances out there. What's for dinner tonight, Chris, in Vegas?
A bunch of us are going to a steakhouse at the Cosmo, so I'm looking forward to that. Nothing wrong with just a plate full of red meat as far as I'm concerned.
There you go. There you go. Get that protein. All right, Chris. Have a great night. Enjoy Vegas. We'll catch up with you next week.
Hey, it's trust me, Tony. You know it's better. You know better than I do. It's better than carving up. I'll do that at some point, but I got to get the protein in today.
Yeah. No. I think we're still waiting for Chris's shot put challenge. We need someone to challenge him. We need someone.
I'm challenging myself at this point. Okay, how about that?
It's got to happen in Vegas at some point. So we got everybody there.
Eventually.
All right, Chris, have a great time. We'll catch up with you next week.
Thanks, Tony. Take care.
All right, Chris here on the drive-thru. Guys, we'll continue here. We'll bringing Big Al McMordie. It's time for the chat pick of the day, our newest feature here on the drive-thru. We asked the chat for their pick. Again, a winner yesterday, chat. You guys are doing great. You had Colorado State yesterday as they get. Boy, that was close, right? We were tied there until the final minutes. We got two push across, but by one in the chat pick of the day, you guys had Colorado State. Another winner. You guys, I think, are on a 3 to 4 game win streak. 3-game win streak. So let's ask the chat pick. We're gonna make it tougher here. Chat pick of the day: Padres Dodgers, 6 a.m. Eastern. There's a lot of big lines in the NBA, guys, so it was tough to find one because we're also covering games today. This is a game that's not covered on the show today, and Tony Brown's not on the show today, so we can't get the Dodger run line or a money line today. So we're gonna ask you guys for this one. All right, if you like the Padres plus the 1.5 runs, minus 125, type A in the chat. If you like the Dodgers run line, lay the 1.5 plus 105, type B. If you like over 8.5. Then you're going to type C in the chat. If you like under 8.5, then you type D in the chat, and we'll accumulate those here at the end of the show, guys. So get those picks in there right now in the chat. All right, let's continue here on the drive-thru. Up next, Big Al McMordie. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. He's been on a tear in college hoops, so let's get him in right now. Ready to roll with Big Al. Big Al, what's happening?
Hey, Tony. How are you?
Doing great. All right, here we go. NBA tonight. 76ers on the road to face the Suns. The Suns 9, total 223.
Yeah, Phoenix was favored on the road at Milwaukee in their last game, but they lost to the Bucks 140 to 129, even though Giannis Antetokounmpo didn't play. But off that upset loss, Tony, I'm going to step in here and take Phoenix tonight, as the Suns are also playing with revenge from a 12-point loss to the 76ers earlier this season. And when you take a look at Phoenix's stats, they're a staggering 61-24 ATS off an upset road loss. They're also 26-14 ATS when playing with revenge from a double-digit loss earlier in the season. So all of that bodes well for the Suns tonight, as does the fact that the Sixers, they're a woeful 24-42 ATS as a road underdog of more than 4 points against a winning opponent. So I like Phoenix minus the 9.
All right, Big L says Phoenix here minus the 9 here against the 76ers. Boy, 76ers having their trouble without Embiid in the lineup. Boy, they're struggling for offense.
Yeah, although I had them the other night against Miami, they've played just fine. So you have to pick your spots.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the number's been adjusted, so you know, it's you're getting fair prices on Philly these days. So I've got no, you know, I didn't play on them for a while, but you know, I stepped in.
You found the spot against a Miami team that, boy, you look at that lineup, you think they'd be better than they are, right? That's a team that's.
I don't know. Mitch seems to think they're better than they are. I don't think they're very good.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
I'm still waiting to see the Miami team that, you know,
got to the finals, beat the Celtics in the playoffs.
Yeah, it was one of the 29 losing teams last year. I'm still waiting for that team.
That's right. No doubt. There on Big Guy McMordie. Your thoughts here about this Spurs team? I haven't talked to you for a while. We haven't talked about the Spurs since post All-Star break. I think you're kind of upset seeing them pile up some wins, be a little bit more competitive though on the court.
You know, I don't know. I mean, I'm looking at the draft boards right now, and you see a lot of point guards are now creeping up into the top 6. You know, you've got what's his name? The guy from Pitt, Carrington. You know, the two kids from Kentucky. So I think the Spurs are probably in a good spot here, regardless if they get the first, second, third, fourth, or fifth pick, that they're going to be able to get a point guard with that top selection.
Yeah, they're looking showing some improvement here on the court here. Now McMordie here, Suns laid the 9 here against 76ers tonight, 10 Eastern time. All right, Big Al, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge for tonight's action. Of course, we got the 8-game card NBA college hoops tonight. Of course, the big tournament, full 16 games tomorrow and Friday. A lot of excitement here with the start of the NCAAB tournament in full. Big Al just hammering right now college basketball, 3,207 units of profit, all document over at Pick Dodge in college hoops. What do you have going on over the site?
Why don't you ever mention NBA?
Well, that's true. I should mention NBA.
I mean, I'm 93 and 63 in the NBA, and you only mention college. Not just, you know. Anyway, so for basketball, for NBA and college combined this season, 402 and 314. I'm also up 187,320 over the last 3.5 years in college and pro basketball, based on $1,000 a play. So it's been a good run. Today I've got 9 selections. I've got 2 in the NBA. I've got 7 in college. 7 selections today, 2 in the NBA, 5 in college. Tomorrow I've got 9 plays already posted for college basketball. So a lot of good stuff. I should have, you know, a lot of plays on Friday as well. So it's a good time to join. Just team me up with one of the other champion handicappers here at Pick Dogs.
That's right, guys. Got to work with Big Al McMordie over at Pick Dodge Room. Showing great results here. All sports combined has been on fire. 2,360 units of profit. Document over at Pick Dogs Premium. As Big Al was mentioning, great NBA, 2,185 units of profit. So you combine the hoops together, that's almost 5,400 units of profit in hoops this year. So fantastic results here from Big Al. Of course, the promo code PICK at checkout will save you that 15% off. Of course, that 1-month pass will get you the entire NCAA tournament, as well as any minor terms if he's in action. And of course, the NBA, this will take it through the play-in round, right, until late April. So no better time than now to get on board with Big Al McMordie with that 1-month all sports pass. And I know we'll probably have 3 weeks of baseball. Big Al's a few weeks you like to watch a few games before you get in action.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to have any plays in baseball till, you know, right around the time when the NBA and the NHL are ending the regular season. So I'll give it a few weeks.
Give it a few weeks.
So there's enough going on. Otherwise, we don't need to step in right now for baseball for me.
That's right. So get on board with Big Al. Get all the hoops coverage. He'll give it to you. NHL as well. So use that promo code PICK at checkout. Save that 15% off. And also, Big Al, you have that all access up there.
Yeah, if folks are big players, if they can get down 1,000 to 10,000 a game with the all access, you get all of our games. And you also get them rated 10 stars down through 1 star, so you would know which plays are the strongest among all the plays that we're playing on the day. And you can ask me about any game on the card. It's 24/7. If you're sitting around your living room and you want to find out what I think about the VCU Villanova game tonight, just give me a call or text me and I'll give you my opinion if it's not on our card already. So it's only for big players. Just text big Al to 775-636-7676. That's 775-636-7676.
There you go. Make that call or text. Get on board with Big Al's all access within your price range. All right, Big Al, as always, great having you show. Continue that great success. We'll catch up with you again on the show tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll see you on Thursday. Thanks, Tony. Good luck to you tonight, too.
You as well. Big Al McMordie here on the Drive Thru. All right, let's get back. Before bringing in Matt Fargo, let's go back to the chat pick of the day. We asked the chat. The newest feature here on the Drive Thru is a chat pick of the day. You guys have been on fire. You've hit the last 4 here on the show. All right, so far it's been a runaway. The Dodger run line is 5-1 on the over. So we're asking the chat for the chat pick. The Dodgers Padres. If you like the Padres plus the 1.5 runs at -125, it's letter A. If you like the Dodgers, lay the run and half at plus 105. It's B. If you like the over 8.5, it's C. You like the under 8.5, it's letter D. So get those picks in there right now. That's the chat pick of the day, and the chat right now is running away with it. I think we got another B in there. So yeah, so far it is the Dodger run line with 6. Nothing with you guys don't even want the run and half of the Padres. Oh, doesn't look that way. 1 here on the over. So that's the count right now, guys. So I'll keep those picks coming in. I think we're seeing 1, 2, 3. We got another Dodger run line. So we're now up to, this is going to be another pounding here, I think. Up to 6 now on the Dodger run line here. All right, and it's been like that for a while. We did sneak in another over in there, so we're looking for some runs here. Says Robert Pitts in there with us with the C for the over. Bo Dunn also on the over. All right, let's continue here on the Drive Thru. Matt Fargo up next. You'll catch him over at Pick Dog Premium. We'll bring in Matt right now in just a second here. Been at on the let's see. Let me see where we've got him at here. I've got to find him on the board here. Let's see where we got here. Matt Fargo. Maybe I got to go back the other way. Maybe I got to do that. Yep, I got to do that. All right, we'll get him here in just a second. I've got about 30 cappers here, and I got to remember where Matt is on my board. Let's find him. Here we go. I found him right now. Here we go. Matt, what's happening?
What's up, Tony T? How we doing?
Everything's going great. All right, here we go. NBA tonight.
Awesome. Heat
and Cavaliers going head-to-head here. We see the Cavs now moved up to about 2.5, total 206.5.
Yeah, I think Cleveland's in a good spot tonight. They're back home, found a win over Indiana, which concluded a 2-1 road trip. So they have 2 road games coming up with the 1 home game in between. So I think this is kind of a big game for the Cavs that, they kind of stayed above water. They missed Donovan Mitchell for, I believe it was 18 games, with various injuries. And he came back, played 2 games, and he's out again. With a broken nose, so he's going to miss. I think they estimate about 4 games. So, the Russians going to step up. They're 3rd place right now in the Eastern Conference, game behind Milwaukee, but they're, I believe, a game and a half out of the 5th spot as well. So there isn't much room for error if they want to hold on to that, home court edge in the first round. And I think they're in a good spot. Laying a very short number. They're 18-7 as a home favorite, as opposed to 3-6 as a home underdog. So, with a short price, I think a win is pretty much a cover. As far as Miami goes, I think this line is fluctuating a little bit. Bam Adebayo hit the injury list this afternoon, so he and Butler are questionable.
Bam is out. Butler in.
Oh, is he out? Okay, I didn't see that.
Out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the line went from 2 to 2.5. For him being out. Miami's in the 8th spot. These games are big for them as well, for sure. But I think the one thing that Cleveland has going forward, if they can stay somewhat healthy, get Donovan Mitchell back, get Evan Mobley back. get that full roster going. I think I don't know if they can really beat Boston, but I think they can give them a little bit of trouble if they end up meeting in the postseason.
All right, Matt here on the Cavaliers here. Now it's now up to 2.5 because of news on Bam Adebayo. Remember, no Adebayo, we know Hero's been out for a while. Love Robinson out as well. On the side for Cleveland, Jerome, Mitchell, Mobley, Strus, Wade out. You got Jared Allen in there. But one thing with Cleveland is when they're healthy, they'll give you the defense with those players around the rim protectors.
Absolutely, yeah. They've been top 5, I think, defensive efficiency all season, and even with Mobley out, obviously they need to pick up the defense because the offense is lacking a little bit. But and that's one thing to compete with Boston, the best defense in the NBA. Can they do it? We'll see. But keep those games low scoring, and look what happened last year. Miami took out Boston. Anything is possible. I think in this Eastern Conference right now, with the top, within reason, within the top 4 or 5 teams, once these teams get healthy again, because so many teams have just been crushed with injuries.
Yeah, and at full health, what's your thoughts here in Milwaukee? What we've seen so far on paper post All-Star break has been pretty much solid at home, but again, the issues on the road.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with that. Giannis has been in and out of the lineup. Seems like the last 2 months, just here and there. But I think once he gets back in for the long haul, I think they have 14 games left. So if they can keep that up, and hold on to that 2 spot, that's I think the big thing. And I think they are the one team that can give Boston a run, with him and Lillard, staying healthy, and winning on the road. That's key. That's one thing. Honestly, Cleveland has been good at this year.
Yeah.
Their home road splits are almost identical, which is what you have to have come playoff time to win those key road games.
Yeah, that 2 versus 3 Milwaukee Cleveland should be, if it finishes this way, should be quite interesting. Cavaliers here, we're going to have to grade Matt here at 2.5 now here against this against the Miami Heat, and this one will have a start time tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern time. All right, now let's take a look over at Pick Dodge for tonight's action. Of course, on the board tonight is on the board NBA. Lots of college hoops heading into March Madness. It's that time of the year now, guys. So Matt has been on fire last 7 days, 555 units of profit. All documented over at Pick Dodge for him, so you can verify those numbers by going to Matt's handicapper page and scroll to Pick History. You'll see everything there. All right, what do you have going over at the site?
Tonight I have one NBA play on a 17-5 run. That's been going very well. As far as college, I have one of the first 4 games as well as an NIT play. And I have 10 games coming up Thursday, Friday, 6 for tomorrow, 4 for Friday. And those will be posted on the premium page very shortly. Looking forward for a huge weekend.
Huge weekend indeed. Get on board with Matt Fargo over at Pick Dogs from. You see the great results from Matt, 555 units of profit, so no better time than now to get on board with a long-term pass. Remember that 7-day pass will get you off of Matt's premium plays for 7 days and include the NCAAB tournament until they whittle this down to 16 teams. Don't forget all the NBA, all the NHL. Way to roll here with Matt. Use promo code PICK at checkout and you'll save that 15% off. All right, Matt, as always, great having you show. Continue that great success. We'll catch up with you again next week.
Awesome. Thanks, Tony. Take care.
You as well. Matt Fargo here on the Drive Thru. Guys, if you ever miss a pick, tune in late. We always recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Just recap here, our chat pick of the day. Right now, it's been all Dodgers. It is 8 on the Dodgers, no Padres, 2 on the over. We're asking you, Padres, Dodgers. If you like the Padres run line, you take the 1.5 at -125, type A in the chat. If you like the Dodgers run line, lay the 1.5 +105, type B in the chat. If you like over 8.5, type C. You like under, type 8.5. And right now it has all been nothing but, let's see here. We've got any more coming in right now. It has been all Dodgers here. We got another Dodgers. We do have, who else do we have? Let's see. We just added another one here. 9 on the Dodgers. No Padres at all. On this chat pick. You guys are just dead set, no way, no how so far. All right, let's continue here on the Drive Thru. It'll be time now for, see who we have next up on the list here. It'll be Wayne Scott. Catch him over at Pick Dodge. We'll bring in Wayne right now. Bring him in here with some college hoops actions today. We'll bring him in right now. Wayne, what's happening?
What's going on, Tony T? What's going on, Pick Dog family? Hope y'all doing good out there today.
Everything's going great. Okay, Wayne, we're going to be taking a look here with Wayne here at some college hoops action tonight. We're going to get into some NCAA first 4 action here from Wayne. So we'll get the graphics set to roll here with Wayne, and we'll take a look at this one here tonight as Colorado will be taking on Boise State. We see Boise here, the dog. Colorado now 3.5, total 143.
Yeah, that line's moving up, and I can understand why. This is a hard pick, just because, more so because I've been riding both of these teams on the season. And Boise State, I like to ride them on teams where they have a strong rebound advantage against, and they come in with very strong defense. But they've been iffy on offense, and they've been iffy a little bit down the stretch on their defensive side. Normally giving up about 66 points per game, but in their last 3 to 5, we see them giving up around the 76% range. 76 points per game, and that defense has just been slipping. On the other side of that, Colorado, man, we know they have a very potent offense. They're very strong when they play non-conference, and Boise State, when they're playing non-conference, they haven't been playing that well. The advantages offensively on Colorado is just too much for me here. They're a very strong three-point shooting team, very strong from the foul line. And like I said, I like to take Boise State when they have a strong rebound advantage against somebody. They don't really have that. Colorado should be able to pound the boards with them. And I just don't see Boise State keeping up with them offensively. And one thing that they rely on, Boise State, is their defense, and they haven't been playing well recently coming into this tournament. While on the other side of that, Colorado State's defense has been iffy on the season, but in their last 5, their defense has stepped up. They're just the more balanced team, playing the much better basketball down the stretch, and I think that bodes well here in this non-conference game where these guys head up against each other. We're going to lay the points with Colorado here.
All right, Wayne here on Colorado. Here laying at 3.5. They made a little run to the Pac-12 final with the loss. They still got into this tournament, but they got into the play-in round, but showed well against Utah, pounded Utah. Then the Washington State, a conference team that was pretty much already in the tournament, winning 58-52. They made a nice run here to close out the regular season. The Pac-12 they had won 6 straight, and then you put the first 2 in the tournament. It was 8 straight, so they go 8-1 over their past 9 games.
Nah, very solid. And the loss to Oregon, can you blame them? A revenge game. They came back. They got the win against them on the road, so you can't even blame them with that loss. The teams that they lost to, it's more so situational spots, but they battle. It's not like they got blown out. On the other side of that, Boise, their losses have been they've lost to teams they weren't supposed to lose to, and the 50-50 games, Boise has gotten blown out in some of those games. So I don't really fault Colorado for their losses, but some of Boise's losses is like, as you just pointed out, Colorado just playing the much better basketball down the stretch as far as the last 10 games go.
I still remember the game back on February 17th with Colorado that, to me, really turned it around. This is the game that really sparked the one for them winning with 8 of their past 9. Is when they played USC on the road on a Saturday. They were getting outplayed throughout the game. Matter of fact, with about 9 minutes left, I remember them being down 65-49 because I was out to dinner that night. I saw the score and I was pissed because I had Colorado and I just didn't. And then I get home and I find they went in double overtime. They made a big run, and since that game, it was a big that kind of sparked this team.
Nah, and Tony, you hit it right on the head. Sometimes you need wake-up games like that against teams that you're not supposed to be losing to, but you pointed out one of the main factors. They did not lose that game. It was the fact that they fought back. And that's what you want to see with a team that you're backing. You're putting money behind. You want a team that's not going to quit, who possibly gets down 4 or 5, maybe 10 points, but it's the team that's going to battle back and win. And Colorado has showed tough fight all season, and they do it on both sides of the ball. It's just not a one-sided team, very balanced team, and one of the top scoring teams in the nation. Sound from the 3, sound from the foul line. They're going to be a hard team to get out for Boise here.
Yeah, they're going to be very tough to get out. And again, that game etched in my memory. And, of course, it sparked a big run here by this Buffalo's team. You know, like what we do here with Wayne is back to go with an NBA rundown for the games not covered on the drive-through. So let's just move to the top of the card here in case we'll take it here. Pacers, Pistons here. We've seen this one move up to Pacers 11 on the road, total 235.5.
Yeah, I don't love the line on this, but we're gonna ride with the under, man. Pacers have been struggling to score in spots in their last 10, but they've been stepping up the defense. Pistons, they've been scrappy when they're at home. We know they're missing a couple of their scorers. I just think that Pistons do enough to keep it scrappy, and we see a total that goes under this. Both of these teams have been performing to the under recently in their last 10 as well. So I definitely think this one stays under.
All right, looking at the under, we covered Heat Cavaliers already. This one's seen a line move, the injury news to Giannis here. Bucks and Celtics. Celtics 11 now, total 225.5.
Yes, sir. We're gonna ride the Celtics here, man. Take the Celtics, and we're gonna lay it, and we're gonna hope the Celtics do what they've been doing all season at home, which is cover in good fashion. I like the fact that the Celtics should come in this one healthy. They had a few guys on the injury report, but I do believe those guys will play. And
well, let me update it. Let me update it. We got Brown in, Horford in, out will be Hauser and Holiday. Giannis, we know, is out for Milwaukee.
Okay, you said Holiday is out.
Holiday's out, yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, I would like Holiday in there. He's a good defender to put against Dame, but at the same time, the Celtics are a little deep at the guard position with White and Pritchard coming off the bench. So they still got the offensive power coming off the bench here. This is a lot of points, but like I said, if you're going to lay these type of numbers, it would be with a team like the Celtics at home. Bucks are just still scare me on the road, even getting this many points, even without Giannis here. So I'm going to lay it with the Celtics.
Yeah, one thing you mentioned here, and I keep thinking this bench continuity. We always talk about how starters are playing less and less minutes, and I'm beginning to realize how important bench continuity is. You don't I look at teams like the Lakers that just clean house every year on the bench, and there's just no continuity with some of these teams, and the teams that have that continuity on the bench, you see them are doing really well.
Definitely when it comes to covering spreads, even if they might not get the win, the teams that have the stronger bench, like you said, the continuity, teams where the guys are used to playing with each other, know where each other's going to be on that floor, it just makes it makes the game flow more. You're not just relying on one person to go off for 25. You can have a couple players with 10 to 8 points, but are all playing their roles, and it's just good when you got these guys that they can keep together. They can come off the bench. And that's one thing that the Celtics, we've seen the Celtics have.
Absolutely. Kings and Raptors, a big line here. Kings 11, total 233.5.
Yeah, I'm gonna ride with the Kings in this one, man. I just even at home, I do not trust the Raptors here. I know Kings have not been a great road cover team, but Raptors have way too many injuries for me to trust and believe that they're going to cover this number here at home. I do think it possibly can be tight early, but I just think that the Kings stretch it out late and end up covering this game in this one.
All right, Jazz Thunder, a big one again. 16, total 232.5. No Clarkson, no marketing for Utah. No Clarkson, no marketing.
We're going to lay it with OKC in this one, man. This line can be 20, and I'm probably going to be leaning OKC's way. Like you said, the injuries for the Jazz, and the Jazz have been in a little gauntlet lately. They haven't had no passes where they've been playing easy teams, been playing tough teams back, double games with Minnesota. Now you come in and you have to face the Thunder with a young team. I definitely see them fighting maybe in this first quarter, but eventually one of these quarters is going to be a 15. What you see the spread, a 15 to 16 point gap.
Spread, yeah.
And yeah, I think they'll close that within a quarter and undercover this one.
Yeah, keep an eye on minutes for these starters. And man, this is the team that traded away Fontecchio and Olenek for draft picks. So you pretty much tanked the season when you did that. It's just again, it's very disappointing for the veteran players to see that happen. I mean, we'll cover Clippers, Trailblazers a little later in the show. We have coverage on Grizzlies and Warriors, so we'll end this segment here with 76ers Suns, and which we also covered on the show. So we got all the games in here for you. Yeah, we did. All right. Wayne, let's take. We got on board here Wayne with Colorado laying the 3 against Boise State from college basketball tournament. All right, Wayne, let's take a look over at Pick Document for tonight's action. Of course, on the board tonight, we've got NBA. We've got also action on college basketball, a few on the ice. What do you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium? Coming off a monster day, by the way.
Sir. Yes, sir. We have positive day past few days. I'm just looking to have another one today. Light card for me, 2 NBA, 2 college basketballs. I have that in a 3-pack, and I have my best bet in the NBA. So you can get my best bet, or you can grab my 3-pack, which my best bet is in. It has 2 NBAs and 1 college basketball. For my long-term folks, the folks that been riding with me long-term, they know I got an extra college basketball out there for you guys. So you can hop on my 3-day, 7-day, or 30-day, and you will get that, all my picks. You won't have to get my package. You won't have to get my best play individual. You'll have all those plays right at your hand. As soon as I drop them, get the lines early. Or you can pair me up with one of these top guys you see on this show. 2 heads are better than 1, as my guy Hot Rod always says. It'll be coming up, and we can get you this cash.
That's right, guys. Got with Wayne Scott over at Pick Dogs Premium. Long-term pass will serve you. Remember that 7-day pass will cover the first 2 rounds of the NCAA tournament when this tournament whittles down to 12 teams. Pick is a promo code. Save that 15% off. All right, Wayne, as always, great having you on the show. Have yourself a great evening. Continue that great success. Come off that hot day. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow. But let everybody know you've got a boxing video series here at Pick Dogs.
Yes, sir. Be dropping boxing video series of my predictions for these fights, and there's a lot of fights coming up between the Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. We got the Mike Tyson and my guy Jake Paul. We got Tim Tszyu against my guy Fundora. That's going to be a banging fight, and I'll be ready to give you guys some predictions so we can put some money in your hands when these boxing matches come up.
That's right, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, set those notifications so when Wayne drops these videos, you get them in real time. All right, Wayne, have yourself a great evening. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
I appreciate you for having me, Tony T. Good luck with all your bets out there, Pick Dog family.
All right, Wayne Scott here on the drive-through. All right, we'll recap any picks you missed here at the bottom of the at the end of the show. Let's get back to the chat pick of the day. Well, you guys, we asked you here, Dodgers, Padres. If you like Padres plus 1.5 runs at -125 on the run line, type A. You like the Dodgers run line, lay the run and a half plus 105, type B. You like over 8.5, type C. Under 8.5, type D. Right now, it has been a Dodger pounding right now. 9 on the Dodger run line. 1-0. We got a Padre guy, Todd B. He's the one who put Padre in there, so we got a Padre in there. 3 on the over 8.5. No unders in this game, so get those picks in the chat. You guys see how to do it. And we'll recap at the end of the show. Let's continue here on the drive-through. Up next, Rod Zawacky. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Coverage on the ice here. We'll get him here in just a second. Of course, check out his video series as well as he covers every game on the board from the NHL here at the Pick Dogs YouTube channel. And I think we'll bring him in right now. Ready to roll with Rod. Rod, what's happening?
Not too much, Tony. Lighter day on the ice, but hey, not tomorrow. Another loaded card. We got 11 games tomorrow, and trying to continue to go back to back to back with that parlay for tomorrow.
That's right.
But we're still trying to go back to back winners here. Trying to get our 3rd straight winner for the drive-through this week. We've hit the first 2 in the hockey. Let's crush this one as well and make it 3 straight heading into the big dance.
Absolutely. We go to the ice tonight on TNT, 7:30 Eastern. Maple Leafs Capitals. Maple Leafs $1.30 on the road. Total 6.5.
Yeah, and you look at these Leafs. They've been struggling in their last few games. Not playing their greatest hockey, that's for sure. You look, they've lost their last couple. They lost to Carolina 5-4. Lost to the Flyers last time out. Ended their 8-game winning streak versus these Flyers last game. And you look at this Capitals team. Well, they went on the West Coast road trip and they lost the first 2 of that road trip, and then they turned around and won the last 3 on that road trip. Coming into this one, who's getting the start? Joseph Wall getting the start for the Leafs in this one, and he's 9-7 in the year. Sub 3 goals against, 289 goals against average, and a 910 save percentage. So very viable goalie is Wall, and I think he has a good start here as well. Capitals, Charlie Lindgren gets the start for the Capitals in this one, and man, his last 6 games, he's got a 1.34 goals against average and a 956 save percentage for his Capitals. He is the reason these Capitals have been winning hockey games and have vaulted themselves up and over past Detroit into a playoff spot. So watch out for this Capitals team, kind of lean their way as well tonight. But we're going to go with the under in this one. As I put it in, it went up 6. Someone put it up to 6.5, thinking we're going to see some goals. I'm going the other way. I like the under. I think we have a nice goalie duel on our hand, as I said, between Lindgren standing on his head, and I think Wall will just step it up. And we've seen another meeting where this season it was a 5-1 result, 4-1 result in that one. My bad, which is 5 goals. That gets us under. I don't see a whole lot of goals head to head between these two. I like the under.
Under there says
Rod. The sexy play, as we call it. Take the under 6.5. Shop your books, get the best of the number. I like that under 6 as well, if you can find that at probably a little better price too.
Yep, absolutely. And of course, one of the really the Capitals, you got to wonder, how they're going to feel after this long road trip. I mean, they had kind of a rough one at Pittsburgh, home for Chicago, then back on the road to Winnipeg. That's like when you add that home game is like a road game when you have that 1-game homestand. So it's kind of a bit of a rough trip there for them. I count that like 6 road games, 1 home game, but that home game played like a road game because you came in and then you flew out again. But where you figured it was going to be a bad spot was that last one at Calgary, and to get that 5-2 win. I mean, was it just a great performance by Capitals, or was it a Calgary team just tanking? Just again, an awful loss there for the Flames.
See, I looked at that one. I watched the game, and then the Calgary made some bad penalties. So this Capitals power play has been rolling. So Calgary made some bad. They took some bad penalties, and this Capitals team capitalized on. They've got their power play rolling over the last 10 games. It's hitting at 70-80% has been this power play over their last few games, and that's the reason why they beat Calgary in that one. Calgary shot their own selves in the foot in that one. But you come into this one, you got to remember the Leafs are on the second half of a back-to-back. They had to play last night as well, and they lost. Did the Leafs in that one? So you're going to get some tired legs from these Leafs. So even the Capitals that come off that West Coast road trip, as I said, they have a little bit more rest advantage even in this one, as the Leafs did play last night, and I think that becomes huge. Huge for us for an under. I think we get a little more hard hitting. These two teams don't like each other.
Probably don't want to. Yeah. Again, this is another road weary team. Again, after a road trip, a 1-game homestand, and then out on the road again. So both of these teams experiencing that nonsense. All right, Rod here, Leafs, Capitals.
It was almost 8-11 or something. 8 games in like 11 nights, I think, for the Capitals in that span. And just as you said, that's including that weird little you're on the road here. You got to go play Pittsburgh at home and then get the heck back out for the West Coast road trip. It was a weird schedule spot there, but I like the under here. I think goals come at a premium. First to 3 wins this one.
All right, Rod.
I'll score 3-2. Somebody wins this one.
All right, Rod here on the under 6.5. Do your line shop and get the best numbers. Pay the juice if you want, or if not, take the 6. Up to you. You guys make that call tonight here, 7:30 Eastern time. All right, Rod, let's take a look over at Pick.com for tonight's action. Of course, a couple on more on the NHL. We also have action here from NBA, an 8-game card. We have action as well here from college basketball. This first 4 in, as well as NIT, CIT. And don't forget, there's a baseball game at 6 a.m. Game 2 of Padres-Dodgers happening. What do you have going over at Pick.com Premium?
And for me, over Pick.com Premium tonight, I've got my Wednesday Bookie Busters package, which gives you 2 college basketball plays, solo play on the NBA, as well as 2 plays on the ice that I've got going tonight. My top play on the ice is available singly, and then also tomorrow I've already loaded in. I've loaded in 7 plays already for tomorrow's college hoops action. 5 I'm going to put into a package very shortly here, probably as soon as I jump off. So that'll be available. Plus, I've already got at least 8 that I'm going to be putting in here right shortly for Friday's action as well. So now's the time to get on long term instead of buying these packages and plays individually. It's way cheaper in the pocketbook to grab a 7-day pass. Use that promo code PICK at checkout. And also take advantage of that 2-for-1 capper deal. As you see, there's more than me. This is hot over at Big Dog. So jump aboard, take advantage of that 2-for-1 capper deal, and have 2 cappers putting money in your pockets, as many of the cappers have said before me. That's the way to go. It's long term. So jump aboard. Serious about making some money this March Madness with me. Let's crush it.
Crush the books, guys. With Rod Zawacky over at Pick.com. Use promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save that 15% off at multi-cap promotion as well. Even greater value there. All right, Rod, do you have any bonuses? And, of course, everybody know about your video series here at Pick Dogs.
Yeah, definitely make sure you like and subscribe. That way you hit that notification bell. That way you get notified when all those videos drop. As I said, I've got archived a whole bunch for tonight. There's a smaller card. Tomorrow's big loaded cards, so you want to get notified when those go. Definitely check out the parlay as we're trying to hit 3 straight. Bonus for tonight. I've shared it everywhere. I like Jamie Benn to get himself an anytime goal tonight for the Dallas Stars. And then also, a little bonus is the one we were just in. Guess who's been on fire lately? It's been Alexander Ovechkin. Take Alexander Ovechkin to get himself an anytime goal as well. He's in that race. He's only around for one thing only. He wants to be the top goal scorer when he ends his career. And when you look at it, he's about 50-something away, and he got about 70-something games. I think he can make it by the end of next season. Before the end of next season, I think he's done. And I think he beats the record. The way he's going, he keeps up this pace.
There you go.
Obi gets one tonight.
Obi is the one there from Rod. Of course, check the video series, guys, with Rod, right? You got the all going. Of course, he goes A to Z NHL, every game on the board from the NHL. Guys, check out, like, subscribe, set those notifications, and get on board. And of course, that parlay video as well as he's talked about. All right, Rod, have a great night, and we'll catch up with you again on Steak Friday.
Yeah, you as well, Tony. Good luck with your bets tonight, everybody. Crush it. We'll catch everybody on Friday. Steak Friday.
Steak Friday. All right. I'll continue here on the drive-through, guys. Keep those picks coming in on that Dodger Padres question. Let's bring in Dana Lane. Catch him over at Pick Dog Stream. We'll bring Dana in here in just a second here. We've got coverage here from the NHL. Dana, what's going on? And before I just want to let you, we're kind of getting up against it. I'm going to show you guys the pick, and we're going to find out why in a second. Dana Liberty, know what you got going over at Pick Dog Stream. We're hitting the witching hour.
Yeah, right now we got college basketball up there for sure, and NBA is up there.
Go ahead. I just dropped my water bottle because I'm trying to move fast.
That's okay. Are you okay, Tony?
I'm good. It was just my water bottle. It's not. That's all right.
Okay. Hey, listen. I'm probably about 3 seconds from a cat jumping on me, so don't worry about that. And then of course we got 3 packs in NHL, NBA, NHL. College basketball's up there. Major League Baseball will have that San Diego Padres game up there pretty soon. 2 pitchers that looked horrible in the preseason, and we'll see exactly how that equates to the regular season. I don't think either one of them is going to go deep, but a lot going on. This is a terrific time of year, and really this is the time to get on board with that all-access pass because there's a lot of sports going on.
That's right, guys. Get over with Dana Lane over at Pick Dog Stream. You see the great results here in 2024. He's been on absolute fire. And, of course, no better time now to get that 1-month all-sports pass. Get all of Dana's premium plays for 30 days, including all the way until render the NCAAB tournament. This will get you about 3 weeks of baseball, as well as right into the play-in round of the NBA, into the end of the regular season NHL. With all these sports overlapping, no better time to get on board with Dana Lane. He's been on absolute fire here for 2024, 2,418 units of profit, and of course, been showing great profit much of the year, as you know, with his numbers. NBA, college basketball, all in the positive. So get on board with Dana Lane. All right, Dana, getting back to this one, Coyotes and Stars going head to head here, 8 Eastern time. We see the Coyotes dogs here, Stars 285, total 6.5.
Yeah, well, we're certainly not going to lay 285 in this game, so we'll look to the total. And I think we're getting a little bit of plus money in some of the books here on the over. I think it's plus 105 in some spots. But, the Yotes over the last couple of games have played pretty well defensively, and they've played well in front of Ingram. And I think a lot of times, the books look at that and kind of say, well, we're going to, 6 is a fair number, but we're going to put some juice on the under. And I just, there's a reason why the Yotes are 23rd in the NHL in goals against. It's because they're just completely inconsistent. And you might get a good effort out of Pamelka, and one night you get a nice effort out of Ingram, but there will be a time where they're going to go on a run and give up a ton of goals. And I just don't. I don't like the culture of this team. We have shifted from a really nice start from Arizona to, well, now we're worried about where we're playing again. That's been the talk down in Phoenix this past week, or Scottsdale, I guess. Glendale. We'll say that again. I always get those two mixed up. But for me, it's Dallas. There are some entities here that makes it a free pick rather than a pick I put on the website, and we know that Tyler Seguin's coming back tonight for the Dallas Stars, which you would think, okay, well, that's great. You're adding a 20-goal scorer to the lineup, and you think that that's a positive, which it is. You got a 20-goal guy in your top 6.
But the problem is it always takes a game or two or three to get that chemistry back. And chemistry is so much of the National Hockey League and what makes a line so good. And a lot of times people jump right on the over just because a guy of some note is returning, and it just doesn't usually work out that way. But I cannot rely on Connor Ingram. I know he's had a fairly good run, but he's too up and down. He's like your Kings, Tony, just too up and down, and just not a guy that I can rely on. And then on the other hand, Jake Ottinger is going to get a start tonight, and Jake is another guy that I think really needs to start showing some consistency as well. I think Dallas is going to go as far as their goaltending is going to take them. And right now, Ottinger is not a guy that they can lean on. And I think between him and Wedgwood, I think they're trying to determine whether or not, if they really have a number one guy there. And they're going to find out pretty soon, because 2 of the next 3 is against the Coyotes, and I assume that Ingram will probably get the start against both starts against Arizona. So they're going to find out pretty soon who they're going to lean on as far as we get down to the postseason. But there are some question marks for Dallas, and of course that they're trying to win that division against the Central against Winnipeg and Colorado. They have the easiest schedule amongst the 3 teams. In fact, Winnipeg's schedule is pretty brutal down the stretch. So these are games that Dallas it shouldn't be a look-ahead spot. I got Pittsburgh that's sandwiched in between 2 games with Arizona, but I definitely think that Dallas will be focused and not thinking about anything else. So I do think this game's going to go over the total. We are getting some plus money there, but I can't rely, especially when Arizona's involved, Tony. I can't rely on them to play well defensively.
Yeah, tough to do. Of course, Dana Lane is now what we call scoreboard watching season. Of course, there's a panic in Vegas. They're only up 3 on the wild card against Minnesota. A big game tonight in LA for Vegas Golden Knight fans, and that is the Wild and the Kings tonight. What is there panic in Vegas with suddenly possibly a playoff seed slipping away?
There's never panic in Vegas, Tony, ever. I mean, a little bit, but I will tell you this. They really have their sights set on catching Los Angeles, and I think they have a game in hand on the Kings. So that really is more the focus than hanging on to that wild card spot, which they may not do. But, like the Kings, the Vegas Golden Knights have to start showing some consistency as well. And there's been some question marks about Aiden Hill and how good how well he's been playing of late. Didn't play very well the other night. And they have a lot of moving parts there. And again, it goes back to, look, they added Hannafin, and Tomas Hertl is going to come into the lineup at some point. And even when you have guys that come back into the lineup, Mark Stone might come back at some point. Jack Eichel just came back into the lineup. It's a lot of moving parts. And, people don't understand that the better the player, the more moving parts below him, and they have to find their synergy and their chemistry as well when a big-name player comes back. So, hey, look, Vegas on paper, everybody, you can match them up with anybody, I think. But there's a little bit of a chemistry issue there, and I think that Bruce Cassidy on a nightly basis is trying to press the right button to find the right mix. But I think they'll be okay. They get into the postseason. And it is interesting too, Tony, because, there's a chance if they get that 3rd spot that they're gonna start off against Edmonton. And I know we're not trying to avoid any teams, but if they start off against Edmonton, would you rather finish in 3rd and start off against Edmonton and not, saying Edmonton sits in that 2nd spot, or would you rather play Winnipeg or Colorado? I think I'd rather take the division winner, either Winnipeg or Colorado, than I would want to play Edmonton. So they want to win, but it's not the worst thing in the world if they sit in a wild card spot either.
Yeah, keep an eye there at also Kings fans want to win too, because this team is capable of losing the rest of their game. I mean, I say that jokingly, but the way they played this year, they're capable of losing streak at any minute. I think one is due because it's been the way they've looked this year.
Yeah, I memean, haven't they rotated wins and losses over the last 8 games now? I mean, if they could have put together a 5-3 mark, I mean. They would make things very difficult on the Golden Knights, but It's 8 straight games. Really, the last quality win was against Vancouver, and that was about 3 weeks ago. And I kind of look at quality wins as games that you're not expected to win. So if you're a favorite, of course, you're expected to win. And I think that Vancouver win on the road was the last time that the Kings won a game that they weren't expected to win. So that's quite a while. And they got to start winning some games that they're not expected to. And hey, look, for Vegas as well, they got Seattle coming up. And Seattle's probably, you could say that they're out of the playoff picture right now. But the cherry on the top for them, even though they haven't played well or met expectations, would be to go into T-Mobile and knock off the Knights, who have always kind of been a thorn in their side because everybody compares them to each other. So it seems every game, Tony, every game has some sort of playoff implication. Which makes the NHL extremely fun.
It does, especially now as we're getting into the last few games remaining here. So, Dana here on Coyote Stars over 6.5 tonight. All right, Dana, we found out what you have over at Pick Dogs Premium. Let everybody know about your video series. Very, very successful here at Pick Dogs against the public betting.
That's been terrific. I appreciate all the nice feedback. Try to put 3 plays up every single day with not deep analysis, but just analysis that people can grab onto and say, yeah, I agree with that. And been extremely good with the free pick. So make sure that you tune in. They're up there right now for tonight's game. We got 3 plays up there, and we'll have them up, fairly early as much as we can. And we try to find the best number, and that usually means going against the public, and that's why we have the name of the show. But yeah, been very successful and very happy doing it, and appreciate everybody that tunes in every day and leaves pretty great comments. So very nice of everybody to do that.
Excellent, guys. So get on board. Make sure you like, subscribe, set those notifications. When Dana drops that video, you get it right away. All right, Dana, it's always great having you on the show. Continue that great success. We'll catch up with you again next week.
All right, Tony, all the best to you. Be up at, 6:30 tomorrow watching Padres-Dodgers.
That's right. Padres-Dodgers game number 2. All right, have a great night. Dana Lane here on the drive-thru. Guys, you missed a pick. We'll recap in just a second. And I just want to update you on the chat pick of the day. Speaking of Dodgers and Padres, this has been a runaway again here. Dodgers and Padres, if you like the Padres run line, this is a chat pick. It's A, Padres plus 1.5 runs, minus 125. B, if you like the Dodgers run line, lay the run 1.5 plus 105. That's the letter B. If you like over 8.5, it's C. Under 8.5 is the letter D. And right now it's been all Dodgers. Dodgers just absolutely pounded. Pounding the Padres. 11 on the Dodgers, 1 on the Padres, 3 on the over. So get those picks in, and then we will recap here at the end of the show. Let's get to my pick, and then we will actually let's get to the recap first, and we'll get to my pick as we get games here. I'll be getting shortly here in the NBA. So let's go ahead and get into NBA as well here. Let's see. We got all set to roll here with the recap. Let's get to the recap here. It was Chris with the Grizzlies plus 11 against the Warriors. McMordie said Suns laying 9 against 76ers. Matt here on the Cavaliers. Matt Fargo here on the Cavaliers minus 1 against the Heat. Wayne here on the Colorado laying 3 against Boise State. Rod was on Leafs Capitals under 6. Dana Coyotes Stars over 6.5. I'll be on the Trailblazers plus 12.5 here against the Clippers. The one I like the most here is I like Chris's play there on the Grizzlies here plus 11. Desmond Bane back in the lineup, and they're going to score back in there. And Grizzlies, remember, they've covered the past 2 with Bane in the lineup. I remember mentioning that. I did go against Memphis on that Saturday show, but I was worried about Desmond Bane coming back, and he did come back. And they've covered the past 2 games with Bane back in the lineup, a 20-plus scorer there. You got that defense, the Grizzlies. I'm not saying they're going to win games, but they have a possibility of covering games, especially against a Warriors team that's underperformed at home. I think they got a flat net rating at home this year, which is disappointing. It's been kind of total opposite what they were last year, right? Good home, bad on the road. This year, just flat net rating at the home. All right, let's continue here on the drive-thru. Let's put the chat pick of the day to bed. This one's already over, not even close. Here, it's gonna finish here with the Padres. Only 1, and we've got the Dodgers with 11, 3 on the over. So that is your chat pick of the day. Will be Dodgers run line minus 1.5 runs at plus 105 is the chat pick of the day, guys. Check out Pick Dogs. I got a best bet on the board right now, as well as a 3-pack on the board at Pick Dogs. So go ahead and get signed up. Remember, the long-term passes are best value there. 3, 7, or 30-hour sports pass. Get all my premium plays for that time period. Just like when you go to my handicapper page, make that purchase. Remember the promo code PICK at checkout will save you that 15% off. Multi-capper promotion as well, making it even a greater value there. All right, guys, now is the time. We got the chat pick out of the way. Now it's the time to leave your best bet or your show pick of the day. So put your best bet. You pick the game. best bet or show pick. We'll call it the best bet of the day. Put that into the chat right now, and we'll recap it here at the end of the show. That's going to do it for this edition of the Drive Thru, guys. Be sure to tune in again tomorrow live at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring our cappers and pick dogs and sports chat plays. We'll got the plays in real time. Remember to always get started with that morning show during the week, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. We got Mitch, we got Chris, we got Jay. Also, our video series, Mitch's 7 Picks in 5 Minutes. Betting Tools Show, his roundtable discussion with the professionals. Is also a short series up here. Jay's Jam Session NBA. Chris, taking you around the league from the NHL, as well as his game videos up here. We just have video series from Big Al McMordie, All Access. Costi, Sharp Trading Plays. We also have Dana Lane with his Against the Public Betting. Brian Bittler, Sharp Contrarian Plays. We've got short series parlays from both Brad and Javon. We also have college basketball breakdowns here, bank shot breakdown here from Ron Romanelli, delivering you a video series here. Also, delivering a video series is our man Mills with his UFC rundown, as well as his prop shop. We also have our man Wayne with his boxing video series. So many boxing video series here, guys, so check it out there. All right, let's go through the best show picture of the show. Ramon coming in with the Cavs here, riding with Matt. Let's see what else we have here. VCU from Ricky Patel. He says VCU in that game tonight. Colorado Moneyline from MD Driver. MD Driver with Colorado Moneyline. Raptors here, -3.5 first quarter from our man Dustin Jamie. Also Cavs team total under 103 from Dustin and Jamie H as well. Raptors in there as well. Blazers 12.5 here from Zorgolian in there. VCU plus 8.5. Chris White Thunder, VCU plus 8.5 is his best bet of the day. Celtics here from Luis, but you don't get 6.5 right now. I mean, this one has moved too much there, unless that's the first half. What else we have coming in here? Your best bets here, guys. We're going to give you a last chance to get them into the chat right now, and we'll read them off. So everybody knows which we got here. NHL Bets likes the Leafs here, money line, and Wild team total over 2.5 there from NHL Bets coming in with his picks. Dallas puck line from NHL Bets as well. And what else we have here? Goals by Wyatt Johnson, Willie Nylander, and then Krill as well from NHL Bets 508 with his plays. All right, Andy Allison also on the Cavs with his pick for the show. Emoji is probably going to alternate universe with Warriors -20. So if you want to go alternate universe, there you go with that pick. What else we have here? Robbie T.O. Let's see. Milwaukee. Okay. Robbie TO22. Wild and the Kings. Minnesota, Toronto, both ties in regulation. So that's his play from MO22. So there you go. Let me see. That's going to do it. We got all the best bets in. All right. That's going to do it for this edition of the Drive Thru, guys. Be sure to tune in again tomorrow live at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll do it all over again. So let's go ahead and bring our cappers from the show.